in awe. Rudy Gobert is probably one of the most criticized players in the NBA, and the Frenchman has taken this matchup personally. He has looked phenomenal. And if you think about what this matchup has done defensively, he held Jokic in this series so far to 13 of 40 shooting, 4 of 19 from 3. And a lot of people like to, we've seen multiple highlights isolate Rudy Gobert one-on-one. We've seen like Luka Doncic, a number of players try to just get at him that way. Well, you know, Nikola Jokic has had opportunities one-on-one on the top of the key. Again, he's been able to move and keep him in single coverage. Right now, the Timberwolves, we saw what Jake McDaniels said. They want the smoke. They want the smoke, and we're seeing the best version of these teammates that are the supporting cast alongside a superstar in Anthony Edwards. So you have to give a lot of credit to the Frenchman for rising to the occasion in this moment.
I gotta tell you, when you look at Jokic in all seriousness, when you look at Jokic, here's the issue, okay? He's not healthy. He's not healthy. He's not himself, Janae. We all know that. He's not himself. And so because he's not himself, you looking at him, he shoots better than that. I mean, what are we, 7 for 26? That's not Jokic. We know how he usually has a field day against Rudy Gobert. We understand it. They don't look themselves. Jamal Murray's got to step it up. And McDaniels, give him credit. He talked the talk, then he stepped on the court and backed it up. Minnesota's got that size, they've got athleticism, they got Ant-Man, and they got the cats around them stepping up their game, including Julius Randle doing what they got to do. Denver's in a bit of trouble here, no doubt.
Welcome back to First Take. The Lakers take on the Rockets in Houston tonight as Los Angeles looks to go up 3-0 in the series. Good news for LA, too. Austin Reeves is listed as questionable for this game. Chene, will this series be over come Monday? We got Game 4 on Sunday night as well. What do you think?
It better not be. Y'all know I'm from Houston, Texas, and it better not be. This is what the Rockets, they need to do. They need to get Kevin Durant off of the ball because there he won't have 9 turnovers. Also, Alfred Şengün has to win his matchup. He's the all-star versus DeAndre Ayton. And lastly, they cannot get the level of Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic production from Marcus Smart and Luke Kennard. That's how good that supporting cast has been for the Los Angeles Lakers. So if they slow down those things and correct them, they will still be playing next week. Fingers crossed.
You're absolutely right, but I'm not going to make it that complicated. It's this simple. Kevin Durant is one of the greatest players to have ever played the game of basketball. I refuse to believe that this brother, this magnificent, marvelous basketball player, is going to go out like that. Because without Luka Doncic, if I'm JJ Redick, I wouldn't play Austin Reeves. The Lakers are flowing without him and Luka Doncic right now. Let them continue to rest and let Houston show us they can handle it. And if they can't handle the Lakers without Luka and Austin Reeves on the basketball court and they sweep Kevin Durant, this will be an incredible stain on his legacy. I refuse to believe he's going out like that. No, I don't believe this series will end by Monday.
Okay, well, the good news is, I guess, for the Lakers is that Austin Rivers is getting better as the days progress. Stephen A., maybe we found a solution
Austin Reeves,
your Knicks.
Yes.
Austin Reeves, yes. So your Knicks woes here. But let's flash back to what happened last Friday on this show. Watch this.
I heard that you're a big New York Knicks fan.
Yes.
And, I could curse your enemies. However, you've been very, very, very rude to Danhausen. So unfortunately, you are cursed. Stephen A. Smith, me, and you.
What'd you say? If you don't get the hell out of here.
Where did he go? So Danhausen posted earlier, Stephen A. apologized, and he will think about maybe possibly pondering lifting your curse. Also, he added money.
I ain't apologizing for a damn thing. I don't get caught up in that superstitious nonsense. The New York Knicks need to handle their business. I don't give a damn about Danhausen. I don't give a damn about his...
Danhausen posted...
Stephen A. Smith, me.
Show, watch that.
I heard that you're a big New York Knicks fan.
Yes.
And, I could curse your enemies. However, you've been very, very, very rude to Danhausen. So unfortunately, you are cursed. Stephen A. Smith, me, and you.
If you don't get the hell out of here.
Where did he go? So Danhausen posted earlier, apologize, and he will think about maybe possibly pondering lifting your curse. Also, he got to spend human money.
I ain't apologizing for a damn thing. I don't get caught up in that superstitious nonsense. The New York Knicks need to handle their business. I don't give a damn about Dan Housen. I don't give a damn about his cuss. I don't care, whatever. If you the New York Knicks, handle your damn business. You understand what I'm saying? Otherwise, I'm going to be doing a hell of a lot more cussing than Dan Housen. You don't damn about that. No.
See you Monday, everyone. Goodbye.
Damn Knicks. Get your act together, Knicks. You want to try to hook up with us?
From post-game talk to primetime takeover, the Nuggets series heads to Mini for Game 3. Timberwolves hosting the Nuggets as the series is tied. But it was Jaden McDaniels who made some noise after Game 2.
Jokic, Jamal, all the bad defenders, Tim Hardaway, Cam Johnson, the whole team. I just go out. They're all bad defenders. They're all bad defenders.
And McDaniel backed it up here today.
Oh, he didn't just back it up. He backed it up in a big way, getting the steal and getting the plus in. I love anyone that works hard on the offensive board, snatching that with one hand and putting it back in. He was making a statement. He said it before the game, but he absolutely backed it up, as you said.
Listen, those guys hang around with Anthony Edwards. Jaden McDaniels was his best friend, Nas Reed. Those guys, they all train together, and I think some of Ant's talking is rubbing off on them in a good way.
Okay, it rubbed off on Rudy, too. You see him there on the Joker, finish on the other end by Julius Randle.
Rudy's been possessed since he finished fourth in defensive player of the year voting.
Yeah.
Took that personally.
Jokic was held to 7 of 26 shooting, 27%, and 7 of 21 with Gobert as the primary defender. Elite defense by the 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. Late in the fourth, Bulls running away with it. McDaniels on the drive. Come on, runs it again.
Elevator. This is one of the best dunks you will ever see. That live, David. Look at these people going insane on that.
Here's McDaniels after the game after they took a 2-1 lead.
Just playing Denver really motivates us. That's enough for just playing against them. We don't really care what they say. Just the number and the name across their chest make us play like this.
They're a really good defensive team, and we couldn't make shots. And then I think to be distributor to whatever, I need to be good enough to be. But if I make all the shots, then the defense will react. So I think that's why I couldn't get anybody involved because it didn't help with that. It was just a 1-1 coverage. So I think I needed to do a better job scoring, and then I think it's going to open up for everybody else.
Jokic finished Game 3, as I mentioned, shooting 7 of 26. That's the fewest made field goals in a game with at least 25 attempts in the Joker's NBA career, regular season or playoffs. Overall in the series, Jokic is shooting 31% when guarded by Rudy Gobert. So, Shanae, how worried should Denver be?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it a solid 7.5, almost 8. They should be worried because the Timberwolves have stolen all momentum, and also it's almost like superpowers. Rudy Gobert is stealing the superpowers away from Nikola Jokic in some ways. We've seen him defended at a high level. 13 for 40 is what he tells Nikola Jokic to shooting in 4 of 19 from 3. We're looking at that 33%. Also, this is contagious because overall for the Nuggets, they shot their worst percentage last night, 34% as a squad. So when Jokic is being defended well, that affects everyone else's ability to get a shot. Now, I know that there's a big factor to Aaron Gordon as well. That impacts what they're able to do offensively, but you have to give credit to Rudy Gobert. It is a tall task. It is not easy to guard Nikola Jokic, and he had to take a lot of shots to be productive and get to his normal numbers.
Speaking of Aaron Gordon, we all think of him as a great defender, he's great in finishing the ball, but he's a great ball handler too. And I think they're really missing him as an outlet, as a secondary ball handler, because Minnesota's able to put so much pressure on Jokic and Murray. Jokic was worn down. Like he just, like his shots are short. I was checking with people around. I go, is Jokic okay? Is he hurt? Like, because I've never seen him shoot like that. Jamal Murray looks like that physical pressure is wearing him down a little bit in this game. Why? Because that man in the red hat is not out there. Aaron Gordon is a phenomenal offensive player. They're plus 5.4 differential offensively with him, and the net rating is 12.7 better with him out there. I mean, that's not just missing Aaron Gordon's leadership, and they're missing him everywhere.
Yeah. A year ago on this Friday, after Denver had lost Game 3 in Los Angeles because the Clippers got blown out, I said I was concerned about Denver. I'm really concerned about Denver right now after losing Game 3 to Minnesota for a couple of reasons. The Aaron Gordon injury, no Peyton Watson, they're thin on their wings. I talked to a scout yesterday morning as far as what are the keys for Minnesota against Denver. Make Jokic and Murray work defensively here, and don't be content on settling for shots. And that's something that Minnesota did effectively last night. And 7.5? What are you at? 8.5.
Oh, okay. Can I get a 9.5?
No. They're former champion, and I covered all those games.
I know.
They come back.
Now, before we flip to tomorrow, we still have some big news on tonight as we continue to track the status of Victor Wembanyama. The Spurs star suffered a concussion in the second quarter of San Antonio's Game 2 loss. That leaves him questionable ahead of a pivotal Game 3 in Portland tonight. Michael C. Wright now joins us here. So, listen, Michael, what's the latest on Victor?
Hey, Mera, record slow motion. Hey, Mera, record hyperlapse.
Well, the latest is Victor is definitely progressing through the process. We saw him this morning in shoot-around, and let me tell you that the part of the process is a return to exertion process, okay? That starts out as stationary bike riding. It elevates to jogging, and then it goes to agility drills, and finally, the last part of that is non-contact team drills. Now, I can tell you that they kicked us up out of the shoot-around way earlier than normal. They said, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here. And then one of the team spokesmen said, you can probably guess why. So it sounds to me like he might be going through that last part of the return to participation exertion process. And so even if he's cleared, though, I must note that the San Antonio Spurs typically err on the side of caution with all their players, especially like a guy like Victor Wembanyama, because they see him as a